Hello, Jill. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut your prescription lenses for your new coach. Let's look at this thing. Ooh. Whoopsh. Whoopsh. Your coach, what is it? It is a 8036 color 5002, which is the black and a 56 eye size. The frame costs $170, and you are getting free sunglass lenses for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop your original demo lenses out of your frame and move your coach case and put your coach sunglass frame into my Santanelli LE1000 patternless edger. It is going to, the stylus is now tracing the shape of your right lens, and then it's going to scoot over and trace the shape of your left lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You pay the regular suggested price for the frame, and I'll throw in free lenses, free clear lenses. But for you, since you drive a hard bargain, you're getting free sunglass lenses. So I'm going to pull the shape of your frame up. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way because it's a large pair. I'm going to decenter manually, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to have your PD match the frame PD. Normally, I would try and decenter your lens to put it here, but because due to the size, I'm just going to do it manually. Let me put your lens down before I lose that. So this is a sunglass lens being cut for a plastic frame, which is an old-school name for Xyle. And let's see. This is your right lens, which reads -1 1/4 sphere, so I'm going to spin the axis wheel on my Marco 101 lensometer, and I'm going to pull up, find the optical center of your lens, put some dots on there. They're too light for you to see, so I'm going to darken them, and then using that horizontal meridian, I'm going to put that there for now, and then I'm going to show you how I decenter manually. This is a -150. So I'm going to put this in, find the optical center, put some dots on that lens, and label that one left. So your frame PD is 71, your PD is 60, so 71 minus 60 is 5.5, so I'm going to move your lens 5.5 millimeters over. But first I got to put this block on there. This is what holds into place while cutting. So I need to put my 3M pad, my double-sided 3M sticky pad. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that onto the block, pull the paper away to show that, and now I'm going to move everything over 5.5 millimeters and put that on there. That is your right. Let's do the same thing for your left. And you are getting a solid gray number 3 sunglass lens. So I'm going to move this one to the left 5.5 millimeters. Oops, my camera's in the way. You know what? Got to put a block on there. Got to put a block. My camera got in the way. Look at me. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's put a little sticky pad there. Now, let's move everything over and put a dot on that. Let's grab the right lens, put it into the chuck. Hello, Chuck. And then hit start. So I'll reposition the camera where it's a little more comfortable. And the first thing that's going to happen is these calipers are going to come down and trace the shape of your frame onto the lens to make sure it's large enough. It's going all the way around now. It's tracing the concave side of the lens first. Then it's going to scoot over and trace the convex side. The concave side is closest to your eyelashes. Now it's tracing the convex side, which is away from your face, using the calipers to measure the thickness of the lens to know exactly where to put the bevel. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the left. The lighter color wheel is like a heavy grit sandpaper. That's going to grind away most of your lens, and then this wheel in the center is what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I will have to close the door in a moment, but I want you to see your prescription lens as it touches the cutting wheel. This whole process is going to take about 15 minutes. It's now 7:34 on Wednesday, April 16th. 51 degrees in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina, at least according to my Samsung Gear watch. Now this is your coach case, your coach cleaning cloth that comes with it, and they have done exhaustive research to find out that you just don't get as much junk mail at home as you would like, so they're going to throw this in along with it in every language possible. And I want you to read every one of these instructions before you ask me any more questions. I think it's only fair. So let me fold your accordion back up. I'm not doing this well. I'm like a guy folding a map. Okay, throw that back in there. Beautiful Italian leather. Can you smell that? That leather smells so good. So good. So your lens is starting to take shape. If you notice, it's still completely flat at the edges, just like a nickel. But in just a moment, it's going to scoot over and put the bevel onto the lens. It will no longer be flat. Your bevel is like a knife-like edge. More like a clamshell. Because it's not very sharp, just like me. So here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, I have a guarantee that if your lenses aren't correct, give me 100 to 200 more tries and I'll get them right. If I don't get them right by the 200th try, I'll let you cut them. That's my personal guarantee. Actually, I shouldn't joke about that. People out there are going to think I'm serious. Folks, I take my work seriously, just not me, okay? All right, back to work, back to work. Okay, so now we're done. I'm going to take your lens out of the chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Excuse me, Charles. I don't know you well enough to call you Chuck. I'm going to dry off your lens so it's not slippery, and you still have a little bit of rough edges going around, so I'm going to use my handstone, which is completely flat, and I'm going to put a safety bevel onto your lens. I'm going to clean everything up all the way around. Now it's much smoother at the edges, and I just want to see if it fits. So I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, and then using my thumbs press down at the centers, and it snaps in perfectly. So let me go ahead, flip this over, and cut the left. Hit start. And just like before, the element is going to come down and trace the shape of your frame onto the left lens to make sure it's large enough to cut out. Tracing the concave side of the lens first, and then the convex. It is vexing, that's why it saves it till the end. If I could override this, I would. It would save me about a minute per lens, but I cannot reprogram this computer. It does it automatically. Besides, people like watching this, and the emails I get, this is their favorite part. Not the part with me talking. You think they would just be enthralled and sitting on the edge of their seats, awaiting every word with bated breath. No, they just like watching the computer do its job. By the way, this edger costs about $30,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one, and they can cut their own lenses at home. You won't need me anymore. So, this is done. I'm going to take the block off the lens. That is now, suction is broken. And my little red dot is gone, so I'm going to put it back in my Marco 101 lensometer. Find the optical center. Hang on, hang on, hang on. There's the center. And now I'm going to put a red dot there. Because that red dot is going to be dead center in front of your pupil in just a moment. Now your prescription, by the way, I love the finish on there, the Coach emblem, the same way they have it all over the case. You now have it in black and silver with a white background behind it. Beautiful, beautiful frame. Jill, you're going to be very happy with this. Now your prescription reads -1 1/4, -150. Honestly, I have no idea what that means. Oh, no, wait, hang on. I'm just being told I do know what that means. The unit of measurement in the optical field is called a diopter, which is spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. And everything is in quarter increments starting at 0, which equals plano, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150. Wait, this is starting to come back to me. So you need 5 steps of correction in your right eye, 6 steps of correction in your left eye. Without your glasses on, everything is actually much bigger in life than it appears. So when you look at these muscles, boom, 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 these guns, they look huge. Then you put your, excuse me, I'm at a loss for words, which rarely happens. But when you put your glasses on, then look at these muscles. They shrink down into the little chicken wing bone that they really are. So that's unfortunate for me, but good for you, because then, you know, you see guys like me who are just faking it. So you're on the 5th rung of a ladder here. You need 5 steps correction, 6 steps in your left eye. Your pupillary distance is 60, which we're just about to measure. So half of that would be 30, but we're going to get to there. We're going to get to that. And of course, this is the Coach 8036. The frame sells for $170, and you get free prescription lenses with that. So 99% of the time they're free. So, got to dry it off. Got to dry it off. And my hand stone is completely flat. I can put my hand on it while it's running. It just uses friction to take away those rough edges. Dry everything off again. And then I'm going to tuck this in at the corner closest to me, and then using my thumbs, press down at the nose. Hang on, I got a weak thumb. Nope, it doesn't want to go, so I'm not going to budge it. I'm going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off. Now your left lens is slightly stronger than your right lens. That's why it needs a little bit more. A little bit mo, as I like to say. Hey Mo, hey Mo. So it's not going to go onto the cutting wheel. It's just going to go back to the bevel wheel. And 1/10 of a millimeter is going to come off. 1/10 of a millimeter, because I am speaking to Americans. Everyone else around the world knows what a millimeter is. But there's 25.4 millimeters to an inch. There's 2.54 centimeters to an inch. But a millimeter is the distance between my thumbnails. So I'm going to take 1/10 of that off around the circumference of your lens. Round and round, round and round. Which looks better? Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. Oh, we're done. We're done. No need for me to keep improvising. So, I'm going to hit the button, take that out, dry everything off again. Back to the hand stone. Whoa. It's okay, I can get my hand on it. It just slipped. It slipped. You know, I shouldn't be drinking on the job anymore. It was okay to do it once, but once for 5 years straight, but then not anymore. So, okay, your left lens is snapped in. I'm going to take this block off. Is my red dot still there? No, I'm holding it up to the light. That's how I can see. So let me put this back in here, test the power. I should be getting minus 150. Sphere, you have no astigmatism. Let me darken that red dot, and hopefully you can see all this if my camera is good enough. So your pupillary distance is 60. I'm going to hold this up, and I'm going to put the 0 on your right lens, and as I hold this up over your left to the light, hopefully you can see this, but that reads 60 millimeters, so that we know is made correctly. I'm going to put your frame in standard alignment before I ship it to you. I'm going to set it on the counter and make sure it's in a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to set it down there, push down. There is no wobble. I flip it over. I do that. I'm going to close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly and the same amount of tension on both sides. Now I'm going to use my optical grade acetone to clean the red dots off. Now 99% of all optical shops do free adjustments. So if you find that these are too loose, too tight, too crooked, or one side is higher than the other, because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other. That's why every pair of glasses has to be adjusted. And then of that 80%, 50% have one ear that's closer to than the other. So that is that. Jill, I hope you enjoyed. So, wait, back up. So next time you're around a local optical shop, if these are too loose or too tight, just ask them to adjust them. It only takes about 30 seconds. And like I said, 99% of them will do it for free. So if you're ever told no, go to the second one. And what are the odds of they saying no? So that is it. Jill, I hope you enjoyed watching your glasses being made. If anyone has any questions on what I can do, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or just click the Contact Me button if you're at the website. I'm glad you got the chance to see your glasses being made, and everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.